clapping tells me that you understand that energy security means national security. $700 billion of your money, our money, goes to Venezuela and Iran and Russia. Every year we depend on foreign countries that aren't particularly fond of America. I say we need to be energy independent by using Virginia's great resources. And off the shore of Virginia, we know we've got 1.2 trillion cubic feet of gas. We've got hundreds of millions of barrels of oil. That's just what we know right now. Old Dominion has done a study and says that just drilling for gas will give us 2,600 new jobs, $8 billion in new investments, $250 million in tax revenue, and countless millions in royalties we share from the federal government. It'll also mean that these bright young entrepreneurs from around the country, like you, will relocate to Hampton Roads, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Hampton, Newport News, and bring their energy development companies and their rigs and their technology so that they can be able to help us accomplish this drilling. So I say we need a comprehensive solution. We don't need to just focus on green energy, but I'm going to be an advocate for green energy. I'm going to advocate that we have green jobs, tax-free zones right here in Virginia, just like we have in Minnesota. It's been terrific in getting entrepreneurs to come here and help us to promote wind and solar and biomass and renewables. We need to do that, but right now it's 1% of the total in America. We need to cut down the permitting time for clean coal and nuclear and some of these other technologies so that you can have cheaper electricity in Virginia. It's very important for economic growth. I think we also need to do a lot better job training our young people. Now, Rob, you're a little too young for this, but some of you that have a little more gray hair like me remember this commercial when we were growing up. To get a good job, you need a good education. Absolutely. Young people, it's still true today. What you've got, what you're getting here at UVA, what you've got in your high school, what you're getting from your parents, is forming you to be the future leaders of this great Commonwealth and this great country. But we've got some people in Virginia that aren't being served as well by our schools. I agree with something President Obama said last week that's very important. He said we need more merit pay for teachers to attract and retain the best teachers. And he also said we need to have more charter schools so that in those struggling communities we can give parents real options and choice for those young people. So I'm going to make it an absolute priority that we will not tolerate failing schools in any community in Virginia, especially those struggling communities in our cities and the rural areas. We're going to lift them up and give them a choice and give them the resources to succeed, because that's the ticket to a brighter future. We're going to take more of our money and put it in places that actually work. The classroom, less money for administration and bureaucracy, more money to the classroom. We're going to give principals and teachers incentives to excel and to achieve based on student performance. Rob, that's the way things work in the private sector. You reward achievement. We need to do more of that in our school system. So I'm looking forward to doing all those kinds of things to help our schools to be even better than they are today. And you young people that are in the universities, you're blessed to be in one of the states that has the best universities, public universities in America. 5 out of the top 25. You're the best. And we need to do better. We need to expand access to young people that want to go to a community college to have a vocational or technical program. We need to expand the programs right here at UVA. I believe in science and technology and engineering and math. And if I get elected, I'm going to call President Cassidy, ask him to do that, so we have more opportunities to put people into programs where we need the training and expertise in the Virginia economy. I think we also need to make life a little simpler. Are there any of you that think that we don't have enough regulations or that life is too simple in Virginia when dealing with the government? It's about unanimous. I kind of thought that I'd get that. So here's what I think we need to do. You know, 50 years ago, Rob, there were only two volumes of the Code of Virginia. Today there's 25. Today we've got 24,000 pages of regulations. We have so many permits and certificates and decals and licenses, and every one of them you got to go to a government office, and you got to stand in line, and you got to fill out forms, and you got to pay fees. We got to find ways to make it a lot simpler to get along with the government of Virginia. We need to have more transparency. We spend $80 billion of your money every 2 years in Virginia. You have a right to know where that money's going. And I want to make sure we have more online transparency so you can ask the tough questions, hold Rob and I accountable for how we spend your hard-earned money. Speaking of that, Mike Huckabee said something very interesting this morning. He said he encouraged people to donate to my campaign. He said this. He said, it'll be a lot cheaper if you donate to my campaign than if you have my opponents elected and they raise your taxes. So save yourself the money. Help me get elected. But you know what? I've told working moms all. I've been married to a working mom for 32 years now, and I've raised 5 kids along with my wife, and it's hard work. You know, it's tough, particularly for women starting out a career and having a balanced family and home and job and the recitals and the soccer matches and everything. So I think one of the things that I want to do when I get elected governor is we're going to have a working mom government simplicity task force to advise me on how to make government work better for you working moms, which is all of you, and I would really appreciate your advice along the way. Well, let me just close by saying this. I've been honored to learn a lot of valuable lessons in my life from my parents. My dad told me as a kid something I've never forgotten. He said, son, the harder you work, the luckier you get. I've always remembered that because, you know, there aren't any freebies in life. This is a land of opportunity, not guarantees. And I learned a lot about hard work when I was in the Army going to night school and earning a master's degree going to school for 3 years. I learned the value of liberty and the greatness of America as a young lieutenant in Germany, staring across the Weser River from free West Germany into the tyranny of East Germany, across the Iron Curtain. I learned a lot about the great wisdom and genius of our free enterprise system that Mr. Jefferson and others created 233 years ago by working at a Fortune 500 company and learning what you can do when you incentivize free people to work hard, give generously, and pursue their dreams. I learned a lot about justice when I was a prosecutor in Virginia Beach, and I saw, and I think this is the same thing that motivated Rob to get in office, I saw criminals getting out too early, and I saw victims not protected, and I learned about the importance of justice, and that's why I ran for office the first time in 1991. Surprised everybody, including myself. I won. But I've learned a lot of those valuable lessons. And so that's why I'm offering myself now to be the governor of Virginia. I'm really excited about having this opportunity. I think if we're going to win, and I'm calling on you now today to ask for your help, not just your text messages, but your prayers, your support, your hard work. Be an ambassador for me. Tell your friends at UVA and all over Charlottesville and Albemarle and Greene and Nelson that I'm the best guy to create jobs and opportunity for the citizens of our state. If I'm going to win, I think we got to do a couple things. We have to think big, work hard, act nobly, and get results. That's what people want from Virginia. So I'm so glad that you're here today as part of our kickoff. I never dreamed as a young kid growing up in that middle-class neighborhood in Fairfax County that one day I'd be able to stand before a group like this in Mr. Jefferson's Hall, talking to a group of people from Mr. Jefferson City and tell you that I'm asking for your help to be the governor of the greatest state and the greatest country that the world has ever known. Thank you very much. God